How to manage your emotions without smoking. Nasya Davos here. In this video, I want to show you how to manage your emotions without smoking. Of course, this is a huge topic. There are many ways to manage your emotions, but in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things. And almost all smokers use smoking to cope with emotions, and you worry and you're afraid that without smoking, you're going to feel bad, you're going to lose control and lower your quality of life, which is a big obstacle to quitting smoking. So let me show you exactly how quitting smoking will affect your emotions and 3 strategies that can help you manage your emotions without smoking. Stay tuned. Before we get started, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button so you can get notified when we release more videos that will help you quit smoking. So before I show you 3 ways to manage your emotions, we need to talk about the relationship between quitting smoking and emotions. See, most smokers are afraid that quitting will increase their anxiety and depression and that they're not going to be able to cope and manage their emotions without cigarettes. I used to believe the same thing. But smoking does not help you manage your emotions. It just helps you ignore the root cause and distract yourself for a moment. So smoking is not a coping mechanism, it's a distraction mechanism. Think about it. If smoking really relieved stress and depression, then smokers would be the most relaxed and the happiest people ever. And of course, that's not the case. On the contrary, smoking is a source of mental distress all by itself. Having cravings, not feeling in control of your life and your health, feeling self-conscious all the time, missing out on precious moments to smoke, the guilt, the cost, all those things. Well, the truth is that quitting smoking decreases anxiety and depression. You're gonna feel so much better after you quit smoking, and there is a lot of research that proves that as well, that quitting smoking decreases anxiety and depression even for people with psychiatric disorders. So this is huge. Yes, there will be an adjustment period after you quit smoking. It takes about 3 months for your brain to recover and start regulating dopamine naturally. But when this period is over, you're gonna feel better than ever. So you need to give your brain time to heal. But there's no reason you can't enjoy life in the meantime. Now, if you want to know more about mental health and how quitting smoking affects your mental health, I have a video where I go in depth into that. Make sure you check it out. So let's see 3 ways to better manage your emotions without smoking. Now, of course, I'm going to show you 3 ways. There are so many. So let me know in the comments if you would like me to create more videos about emotional management. Okay, so first of all, we need to clarify something. Managing your emotions doesn't mean feeling good always. That's not real. Managing your emotions means navigating the different emotions you experience. So 3 ways. Number 1, befriend your emotions. We tend to think that negative emotions are bad things that happen to us, bad experiences that we hate, and we avoid our negative emotions and we have to run away from them. But what if you saw your negative emotions as your ally? What if you saw your emotions as something that happened for you, to serve you? Because emotions are neither good nor bad. Emotions are signals. They show you what to pay attention to. When you have negative emotions, it means that something needs to change. For example, if you feel guilt, it means that you did or said something that's not in alignment with your values. If you're overwhelmed, this is a signal that you need to prioritize. If you have anxiety, it means this is a signal you need to slow down. If you feel down, this is a signal you need to make some changes into how you see a situation, how you act, or how you talk to yourself. And of course, fear, that's so prominent in quitting smoking. Fear is just a signal that you need to protect yourself and prepare for something. For example, if you see a car coming your way, you feel fear so you can be alert and protect yourself. Or if someone is following you on the way back home, you feel fear so you can be alert and prepare to run. And when you feel fear of failure or fear of the unknown, this is a signal you need to prepare for what you're afraid of. For example, if you are afraid that you're not going to be able to cope with stress without smoking, this is a signal that you need to learn stress management ways and prepare for these occasions. So emotions are just signals. Negative emotions are useful too. You can learn from your emotions. You can make them your friend. And just by befriending your emotions and not seeing them as something negative, even the negative emotions, you feel better. Because how many times we feel anxious about our anxiety or sad about our depression and we enter a downer spiral? This is horrible. No, emotions are just signals and you can learn from them without judging them. Number 2, report your emotions, don't act on them. When it comes to quitting smoking, many of us, we have the fear that quitting smoking is going to make us irritable, it's going to get us in trouble, it's going to ruin our relationships. Of course, quitting smoking cannot change your personality. It doesn't turn you into someone you're not. And of course, what gets us in trouble is not the experience of the emotion. It's not the experience of anger or irritation. It is our behavior. So you may not be able to change the emotion you're experiencing, and you don't have to, but you can change how you show it. So once you catch yourself feeling irritated, acknowledge it and don't bottle it up. Don't keep it inside, because if you do, you might snap at your friends and your loved ones and then blame quitting smoking for it. But listen, it's okay to feel angry whether you're a smoker or a non-smoker. When you do, take a few deep breaths and report your feelings. Don't act on them. Don't show anger with your behavior. Say, I feel that way. This irritates me. Many times we lash out because we're not responding to the event that happened. We're responding to the meaning we give to that event. We're responding to the meaning we give to what happened. We had a member in our CBQ program and he had some trouble with how he showed his anger, and he was worried that after quitting smoking, his anger will get worse and it's gonna get him in trouble. And after talking to him, he realized that the reason he got angry was because of how he interpreted things. He took things very personally, and I think this is true for most of us when we feel angry. We say, he did that, this means I am not valued. She did that, it means she didn't listen to me. She did that, it means she doesn't care about me. We give it a personal meaning. We take things too personally. So next time you notice that you start feeling irritated or angry, ask yourself, is this about me? What else could this mean? And report your emotions. Don't act on them. Say, I feel that way. This makes me think that you don't value me. This makes me think that you don't care about me. And allow the other person to explain. Of course, this is not going to work from the first time, but it is very well worth practicing. It can change everything for your relationships. And number 3, start developing healthy coping skills. Like we mentioned before, smoking is not a coping mechanism, it's a distraction mechanism. However, if it is the only coping tool you ever used or knew, it's natural that you're going to experience a void when it's gone. So you need to fill that void with healthy coping strategies. And if you do, it's going to change your life forever. Some examples of healthy coping strategies are 10 minutes a day of self-care routine. Just 10 minutes. No matter how busy you are, you have 10 minutes a day. You can also do journaling, meditation, and of course, if you are having trouble with this, ask for help, even professional help. It can help you a lot. And of course, you need to experiment and find out what works best for you. I'm gonna share with you now my favorite coping strategy. It's very simple, you can do it anywhere, and it has to do with your breathing. Because listen, our emotions affect our breathing. When we're stressed or angry or tense, our breathing has a certain pattern. It is shallow, interrupted, fast, like that, right? But when we're relaxed, peaceful, relieved, our breathing has a different pattern. It's deep, slow. So our emotions affect our breathing. And the same way our breathing can affect our emotions. So when you're stressed and your breathing is tense and shallow, like that, and you take a few puffs, you reach for a cigarette and you take a few puffs, what happens? You have to change your breathing in order to take the puff. You have to change your breathing from shallow and interrupted to deep and slow so you can inhale the cigarette smoke. So you feel relaxed thinking that the cigarette helped, well, in reality, it was the deep breathing that relaxed you, not the cigarette. And that's why the first 2 puffs of a cigarette are what magically help us relax. It's because that's how you change your breathing first. And you know, you can feel the same way without the cigarette, just by breathing air. So next time you're feeling stressed, Breathe as if you were smoking a cigarette, but breathe air instead. I encourage you to try, it's going to help you a lot. So our emotions are a huge smoking trigger, and learning how to weaken your triggers and your response to them is part of the third stage of the CBQ method. The CBQ method has 4 stages in total, and these 4 stages help you overcome the mental addiction. They help you change how you think and feel about smoking and find quitting easy. And I want to show you how you can apply the CBQ method to your own life and find quitting easy. So if you want to know how to get started with the CBQ method, why it works, and why it can work for you, we created a video where I put all the information you need to get started with the CBQ method. It's totally free and it's the foundational video of the CBQ method. So get it, the link is in the description. You're also going to get a free PDF starter guide for the CBQ method, and this guide shows you what happens on every quit smoking stage, and it also has great tips for every stage. So get the video and let me know in the comments, how do you cope with your emotions without cigarettes? If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.